How's it going, everybody? We gotta talk about this Old Man Logan trial run. This is the second trial run, and it is a unmitigated disaster. There's so many people upset about this. I think rightfully so for the most part. I think that some people are going a bit too far in how they're reading into the situation, but at the same time, they're not wrong because we haven't been communicating anything with. So what I have to talk about today is four of the biggest issues with the Old Man Logan event, and two suggestions I have that I think they really need to look into to try and answer these problems. So, issue number one. The stargating was absolutely meaningless in the first run. They just made people so mad about the event. The stargating is also meaningless now. It just is. Because people are so quickly finding out that difficulty 15 is not going to be doable with a bunch of 4 yellow star characters. Like diamonds are needed, plus like huge skill gaps that we're going to be talking about a little bit later. Like, the stargating wasn't to protect the Krakens from not winning the leaderboard. The Stargate was just to make FOMO. That's just an undeniable fact. And now that more people are feeling what the difficulty is actually like, I can say that, and I know a lot of you are going to understand and agree with me on that sentiment. Like, a 5 yellow star, 5 red star Cabal team, even with 5 yellow, 5 red, Black Knight, and Cosmic Ghost Rider, was not about to scratch the 10th node. You were not about to mess with this Nova on difficulty 15. He's even bigger than this, right? Or the Mephisto. You just weren't. So the idea that the Stargate was needed to protect the Krakens, that's hogwash. It does not make sense. It's not real. So that's issue number one. Issue number two. Now that the leaderboard portion is done, and we've graduated into this milestone version where you have to do difficulty 15. You have to get the 7-star. This is forcing the max build on a lot of these characters, but not just the input characters. We're going to talk about that in a second as well. But forcing people, let's say it was just Cabal, and it was just out of time. Forcing them to build them all the way up to, let's say, Gear Tier 18, level 100, ISO 5, all the T4s, forcing people to do that for Cabal and at a time, it's like an echo of the biggest issue we had with Apocalypse, which was forcing people to max out Darkhold, Unlimited, Gamma, and Deathseed. We all had the same damn roster. And we didn't like that. Crucible ended up being, a bunch of Horseman teams, and then these teams, and then it was a bunch of Horseman teams still, because the Horseman teams were maxed out. And you had to do that to get the legendary character, or in that case, to get Apocalypse, who's actually not as good as Old Man Logan is, right? So the forcing people to have max build in order to even tackle difficulty 15 is crazy, because you're going right back into the issue we have with Apocalypse. Now, what I will say, in the current time, Cabal and Out of Time are fantastic teams. Particularly at the Out of Time, of course, Black Knight, Cosmic Ghost Rider, they flex to both modes. Cabal flex to both modes. War and Crucible, Sword Satellite, those characters, again, they get a lot of play. So they're fantastic characters to build. But should you be forced to max them to get Old Man Logan? I don't think that's right? But it's not just those characters. There are shadow requirements. There's basically other traits that might as well be told here. As far as the Cosmic Bio node, let's go in here. I have Skrull. Skrull might as well be written in as Skrull plus 4 Cosmic Bio. Because without Skrull, at the higher difficulties, this becomes nearly impossible. Let me take out Skrull, and I'm going to go Nova. I will say, I've gotten through difficulty 12 without Skrull, using Korg and Cosmo. But Korg and Cosmo, on that account at that time, it's not this account. They were level 100, Gear Tier 18, 7 red stars. So in the same vein, does it feel good to be forcing people to build up the Nowhere if they haven't already? Nowhere is nowhere near as good as Out of Time, and they're only getting worse as time progresses. No, like, the same reason why they increase the input teams on the Horsemen, we shouldn't be trying to get people to force build older teams now. Anyway, I digress. Let's get in here, and I just want to kind of show you this. This is difficulty 14. My team is not small. My team has diamonds. My Illuminati have diamonds. I'm not account level 100 yet. These are level 99 characters, which again, I don't think is small. I don't think that's crazy. So we get to do a first attack. Then I'll put the ability block on Lady Deathstrike, because otherwise she'll rewind me. That's going to be really bad. Photon goes next. She can blind everyone, so I'm not taking any damage. And right now, it looks like I'm doing great, right? It looks like I have the node under control. I'm about to get some Illuminati attacks. You know, Illuminati, the newest characters that were added to this tag that can do really well. Yeah, they're looking good. They're going to get some attacks off. We have some enemies that are ish slow. You know, Black Bolt, he's a Crucible character, so he's going to hit everybody with this attack. We got some kills. That's fantastic. We didn't kill everybody, though. And then all of a sudden, some counterattacks come in, and Black Bolt, being level 99, gear tier 18, 2 diamonds, he just gets melted. Photon, 2 diamonds, just gets melted. Nova, because this is put yourself in the situation of a newer player. 4 red stars on Nova, because he's not high on the dark promo priority list, because we don't get enough of those. We have so many better characters. This is a wash. I haven't gotten through the first fucking wave. And guess who's on the second wave? The myth, the man, the legend himself, Apocalypse. Now, I have beaten difficulty 14 with this account by using Skrull. Skrull might as well be written in as a requirement on this node. But it's not just Skrull, right? Nova is also extremely, extremely important in this trial as well. But let's say it was just Skrull. And then let's mosey on over to the hero skill section. They might as well call this the Spider Society section. This is just another shadow requirement. Now, the Spider Society in themselves are required to get through this. Like, you are not going to beat this node with a goddamn Kestrel, Fury, Shang-Chi team. At the higher difficulties, it's not going to happen. It's just not. So Spider Society, pretty much required. Like Cabal, like At a Time, and even like Super Skrull, an amazing, amazing team. Or amazing character in the case of Skrull. You know, we need them in Spotlight raids. We need them in the raids. They're probably usable in the next raids. Amazing Crucible team. They're currently having a war season. Awesome! They're not always going to be awesome. Maybe there'll be better hero skills down the line. So let's squash that. But in the moment, you would have to max them. Not the end of the world. But there's also, issue number 4, a huge skill gap here. Because not only did they basically require Spider Society to be able to tap these nodes at the highest difficulty, because the other teams don't have the stats, don't have the kits for it, right? They put a hard counter to the Spider Society on the first hero skill node, not the second. The first hero skill node basically has a hard counter to hero skill, aka Spider Society nodes. How do you get by this? Well, you can go check out a video I put out where I show this baby account getting through it on difficulty 14. Baby account, mid-game account now. On difficulty 14. 3 burn attacks. Because they've manipulated in such a way that one of the lizards has less speed than he normally would. The other lizard, you want to pull his ultimate. The Craven goes before the lizard in the middle. So then you want to pull the Craven's abilities. And then you can go in with Spider Society and Black Knight. I understand this because I am a hyper engaged theory crafting person who also happens to play the goddamn game for my job. It's my living. I make videos, I theorize for people. Lots of you watch it. It helped lots of people. I'm super grateful or super thankful that I was able to help you guys. And you guys have shown me nothing but love, which is fantastic. But not everyone who plays the game sees my videos. Far from it. So there's a lot of people who just give up because they're like, what the hell do I do? They're just not engaged. They're not the, log in 4 times a day kind of player. They're not the sitting on Twitch player. They're not the sitting on YouTube player. They're the log in when they're on the John at work player doing their raid attacks on Sim and just getting what they can get in by kind of punching down and everything. But if you can't punch down on these nodes because you have to do difficulty 15 to unlock the biggest form of Old Man Logan, then they're screwed. Right? And what else is also not obvious is that by doing all the packs, which, by the way, if you were to look at the packs, they're more helpful than they are harmful. This is like counterintuitive because you would think the packs would make things more difficult. But no, having all the packs on, besides the giving enemies health pool pact, is actually helpful. And what it'll do is it'll make sure you don't have to do nodes 9 or node 10. So then you kind of get to figure, oh, I could use Black Knight with my Spider Society against node 4, and that's going to help me out. Well, you know what? I could probably use Black Knight again against node 8, and that's going to help me out there as well. But this is a super engaged player that has a lot more skill than the vast majority of people that play this game. That's issue number 4. Let me be clear about this. I like the trial. Personally, I thought it was super interesting. I like learning how to do sacks, or learning that I need to do a sack. I like, putting in a character that I should technically be saving for a later section, but finding a way to get that character through the node healthy and ready to go. I like finding that, hey, I could use Cabal for like all of the nodes if I need to use him use them for all of the nodes. I like doing that. I don't want to see them dumb everything down to where the point it is just auto, because that's not fun. There's two main groups of players in Marvel Strike Force. There's the casual player who's logging in every once in a while, and there's the hyper engaged player that's on Twitch, on YouTube, where we live for these events. We love when Sword Satellite comes around. We don't mind putting the extra hour in on that first day, or the extra 2 hours we're really trying to make. Like, we like that. If the difficulty of the game is gone, those players are gone too. Hey, by the way, those players happen to be the people that they care the most about the game. They probably spend the most on the game. So that's not going away. So I like hard PvE content. But I also want an easy mode version of the game for people down the line. This is where my first suggestion is going to come into play. Scopely didn't communicate well enough about this event. There's so much things we don't know about this event. Primarily, this is the first time they've ever had a static milestone be the max unlock for a character on the second run. Every character before this on the second run of a legendary character since Morgan Le Fay, it's been leaderboards, right? And it's been shards, not these tokens. What they haven't told us is, what does the third run look like? Because if this is the second run, and this is supposed to mimic the difficulty of increasing your star levels that, say, Goblin had, or all the legendary characters before that, then this is almost okay. Maybe all this Crimson gear, these Crimson mini gear tier 19 pieces, and the unique for Old Man Logan, maybe this is really good stuff. This is really good rewards. Maybe this second event is supposed to be this challenging for this. And the next time they run it, like, say, they mimic Green Goblin, where, if you don't know, because it's been a long time, to max out Green Goblin on his permanent milestones, you do difficulty 8. Difficulty 10 is the max. And there's a far big leap in the difficulties from 8 to 9, and then from 9 to 10. Alright, so Green Goblin Classic, to max him out, you're doing difficulty 8. So for Old Man Logan, why would they move that goalpost and make it difficulty 15 is the permanent benchmark that you need to clear to max out your Old Man Logan? I don't think they would, but they haven't communicated that. It's very possible that he goes permanent after this event in like a month or 2 months or 3 months, whatever the case may be, right? And maybe you only have to do difficulty 12 to get through it. Well, you probably still need Skrull, you probably still need a bigger Spider Society, but not Gear Tier 18, level 100 with diamonds on it, which is a huge difference, right? And it's going to be a lot more acceptable to start punching down with, say, a maxed out Spider Society into that Node 4 without having to know, or having to figure out, or having to learn from other people, other sources, that you need to do these burn attacks. But we don't know that. They need to communicate the legendary design structure for the next Old Man Logan event, and they should do it now. Because people are pissed, and I think they're right. Because on the surface, this looks like, oh, this is just what they're going to do from now on. Because when it is a static milestone to get the max star level, it mimics more what the Green Goblin and all the other legendaries, their permanent events look like, right? It kind of mirrors that more because there's no leaderboard. It doesn't matter to people, this is the second run. Why would we connect that dot? You should be communicating things to us. And my second suggestion is that if you do intend to make everybody do milestone 15, and that milestone 15 is going to have 13.5 million score required to get the 7-star Logan, change that. If that means you need to take off those mutant minis, and you got to take off that adamantium crimson gear, do that. And make it so that clearing, let's say difficulty 12, difficulty 11, something where you're building them up to, I would say, just past the mid-game level. That's still what you would need to do for difficulty 12. You probably still need Skrull for that. The nowhere characters, like, they can help you do difficulty 10, but can they get you through difficulty 12? Like, you need them super big for that. So you still kind of need Skrull. You definitely still need Spider Society. Requiring milestone 15 is nuts. That would be my second suggestion. And that's basically it, guys. Like, it's just ridiculous that nodes, what is it, 3 and 4 are these crazy walls where it's like Skrull plus a bunch of boneheads. Illuminati suck. By the way, Gladiator's okay, I hear. And Gore, man, Gore's not really performing all that well, but maybe he'll do good. He's not super fast. He's super squishy without his team. Maybe Gladiator helps him. Like, I don't think the two of the Annihilator people will automatically make difficulty 15 a walk in the park, right? So I think that section's still going to be tough. Hero skill is still tough. It should really be a lot easier. And I think that the event would be a lot more appreciated then. Like, honestly, let me know in the comment sections below how you would feel if they said, guys, the second Old Man Logan event is still going to be really tough. We're going to show you guys, you know, how difficulty 15 feels like if you want that 7 yellow star. After that, the requirements, they're going to dial it back a little bit. And then you'll be able to get it doing difficulty 11, difficulty 12. Does that hurt their FOMO when it comes to selling current leader offers and Peggy Carter offers and Iron Patriot offers and Black Knight offers? Maybe. It probably would, right? But you also wouldn't have players just pulling their hair out and starting to quit and then causing all this anxiety that everybody's feeling. Like, it's not worth it in that regard. And also, if you tell them, hey, by the way, the Old Man Logan event is not coming back for another 3 months, the FOMO will still probably be there for the people that are going to crack to it. I hate to say that, but I just want to be fully honest. Like, there's no reason to hide this communication when the truth of it is it's probably going to be that far away for the next one anyway. I digress, though. That's what I perceive from this event. I actually love this event because I thought it was super fun to go through on my smaller roster, not having level 100 on these characters, not having all the T4s because I just don't have that in stock. But I see other players struggling. I see some of the Reddit posts, and I get it. And I think it comes down to what it normally comes down to Scopely is just horrible communication, if this is not intended. But if this is intended, then horrible design. So I guess take your pick on that one. Neither are really good looks. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below. But for now, stay happy, healthy, have fun. If you are trying to push that Old Man Logan event, please check out the video I put out on the baby account. It's only difficulty 14. But again, those characters, they're not level 100. They don't have all the T4s and stuff like that. I go through what all those characters have on them. They do have diamonds because I focus these events because I think these events are awesome. But I think it's going to be a lot more relatable than my first video in Old Man Logan, where I was doing like difficulty 12 with level 100 Gear Tier 18 characters with all the T4s on them. A lot more relatable. Anyway, stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.